just a quick unboxing today of the ThinkPad E14. It's actually taken ages to get hold of one. I think it's really popular right now. So this is Ryzen 5 model. So opted for Ryzen 5, it's probably more representative of the majority of the shipping model because it's a less high-end product. So anyway, today it's just an unboxing really. Apologize for the background audio. We're changing the setup at the moment. We haven't got the improved audio for this one yet, but bear with us. Okay, so here we go. I'm not the best person to undo the mailer bag, I think. It's the same old trusty ThinkPad box. As you can see, the seal and serial number, everything else. It's quite a standard ThinkPad box. If we just get to it, I think. Curious to see. Oh yes, thankfully. You can see the foam. They've got quite nice packaging. With some of the, I can't remember if it was L or X series, they reverted back to packaging without these, but these I think is generally just a little bit more secure. I think you get the usual documentation, you get a charger on the other side, and here's the laptop itself. We'll just leave the charger in the box for now. Immediately you will have the same old pre-sealed container, just the usual documentation. Move that aside. Hopefully this works. It's great. I like the material, quite reassuring finish. I think the lighting is not as good as we like to be for this one, but interesting. Immediately feels a little bit more metallic than some of the consumer laptops you'll get in the IdeaPad range. Put those aside to tidy up a little bit. So it's quite a compact chassis, reasonably speaking. Not too far from the T series, I would probably say, but what you'll probably notice is just how much it protrudes on the base, the rubber feet. It would be nice if that feet doesn't rub off or wear off over time. So on the inside, the bezel is actually quite nice and compact, especially compared to the L14. The L14 by comparison, we don't have it here, but by comparison it would be almost slightly ancient. So this is quite a nice chassis update. I haven't had the chance to have a play with the keypad yet. What do you notice about the keyboard? It's not user serviceable, as in you have to remove the whole motherboard to get to the keyboard on this model. So that's something to keep in mind. Usually with the E series and L series, you have a fewer options for the screens. This one I believe is a Full HD. Let's just quickly get a feel. It's decent, I think. The first time you switch it on, you will need to plug it in. This is just to stop it from switching on accidentally in transit. Built-in fingerprint sensor in the power button is quite a nice one. Didn't realize at first. We can remove this for now. Yeah, you just need it to switch on for the first time. There's no Windows Hello on this specific unit. It's good to have the privacy shutter, even though it's a little bit tricky to move it, especially if you don't have longer fingernails. Personally, I prefer the more rubberized ThinkPad feel. This one feels distinctly metallic. Interesting. It's not like gives you a material that's inferior. It's just, it feels different to the ThinkPad. It doesn't give you that really reassuring feel of the really premium line, but it's reassuring and seems robust enough. Generally speaking, I think E series is for companies who need to bulk buy loads of laptops, or whether it's that or education or other uses, where price sensitivity is quite a big focus. For this one, because we've got the Ryzen 5, it's likely to be quite a bit more.
Your region is set to United Kingdom.
Thank you. It's likely to be quite a bit more powerful than the previous generations. So it's actually quite a big step up in terms of the power. So I think if you do get a Ryzen 5, it's useful to look at the warranty because if you get with a 1 year warranty is a little bit strange, whereas I think getting a ThinkPad with the 3 year warranty, it just feels more reassuring regardless of whatever model it is. So that way you're always covered. Just trying to think anything else. As usual, it's with Ryzen stuff, it's no Thunderbolt, but I'm not sure if there were supposed to be Thunderbolt on the normal E14s. Actually, we'll probably look at the ports in the more detailed review, probably, but quite a normal set of ports. I'm not sure I like these sort of flippy Ethernet holders. It just really feels really awkward and it's quite easy to break, but good to have USB-A and also HDMI port. So quite a basic set of ports. Not actually sure how much you can see, but on this particular model you can have Ryzen 5 and 7 options for the processor, so that's quite nice. We've got 6 cores, so it's quite a big increase from anything we're used to with the Core i5 equivalent. Well, so I mean, so you can have Ryzen 5. Memory, 8 gig on board, I think that's what that means. So that leaves one user upgradable slot. I wonder if there might be 16 gigabyte on board systems, but with Ryzen it's generally advised to match the RAM, so that way you get the dual channel and the performance associated with that, especially if you do more memory intensive stuff. So just quite a standard Toshiba NVMe disk, I think, and the usual Vega graphics. Of course, it's looking at the Ryzen, it seems that the single core, the single thread performance is quite similar to Intel, maybe a little bit give or take, but multi-threaded performance, as we previously mentioned in the previous videos, is where it really is quite good. What? Oh my, okay. So it's quite interesting. So anything above maybe 5-6 centimeters is sort of a HOTS, but anything between under 5 centimeters seems to shut on its own, which is fine, but I think over time that might mean the laptop, there might be more keyboard marks on the screen, so just close it with care. Right, I think this model actually surprisingly has better speakers than the T series, and I think if I remember correctly, 2 M2 slots. Anyway, I think that I've probably overrun a little bit. It's really interesting to have a play with this, because I think from casual observer's perspective, it's actually really compelling business laptop. Especially for the budget, and because now you finally have the Ryzen 5, so you've got more performance regardless of whatever chassis. I should quite like it. This is, to be honest, this is probably one of those laptops where you just buy or your work assigns to you, rather than necessarily something to get too excited about. But it's just, I suspect it's one of the things that just works. Initial impression keyboard pad, those seems to be quite good. The screen, it's the color is a little bit less vibrant than what you would have liked, but there's always those T14 option with really lovely low power display options. Okay, so we're going to leave this here. If we have time, we'll probably do a review. We're a little bit swamped at the moment with stuff. What I would probably say, just in case we don't upload a review, with this laptop it leaves quite a lot of fingerprint easily, so I suspect it probably also scratches quite easily, so do get a laptop bag or quite a good laptop sleeve inside a bag, so that way it doesn't get scratched too easily. The side of it, as usual, because it's not rubberized, if you drop it, it's going to leave a dent. So anyway, it's that's all for now. Thank you for watching. Thanks.